Hello, I'm Denzie,
And I'm Joe.
and we are going to be talking to you today about how and why we are using technology, the problems and advantages, and how we overcame them.
When we were given the task, the first steps we had to do was research. This is where the max came in. Whilst we were discussing what song to use, Joe suggested a song by Professor Green. So we went onto YouTube and checked the song out. After listening, we all agreed that the song was what we wanted, so we began seeking permission and downloading the song via
Via Facebook.
via Facebook and YouTube Converter. Once we got the song, we imported onto iTunes. The advantages of having it on iTunes was that it made it easily accessible. We also made use of YouTube to research on artists similar and that of Preston Green. The problem of using YouTube was that streaming was not good. However, it wasn't an issue as that outweighed the advantages and was easily solved by allowing it to load. Having YouTube was really helpful as we were allowed to browse through various music videos, which was relatively easy.
To show our music video research, we used PowerPoint with screenshots and quick notes. PowerPoint was useful. PowerPoint was useful as we could use different slides for different screenshots or information. We was limited for presenting our information, as PowerPoint is very basic and has little amount of features. To show our research PowerPoints, we used an internet blogging software site called Blogger to present all our research and progression right to the finishing date. To upload our presentations from PowerPoint to the blog, we had to use an internet site called I've lost the page completely. Internet site called ScriptD to get the embed code so we could place it onto our blog. ScriptD was useful as it allowed us to put presentations onto our blog, but ScriptD didn't work properly on all our blogs after we embedded them, which created a problem for our research. So we found a new site that converts PowerPoint, which was called SlideShare. The only difference between the two sites is that SlideShare worked for our blogs. Although ScriptD didn't work at first, some of us managed to get it work later on in the course. Using the SlideShare programs was useful as we were able to not only use this for research, but we were able to upload some of our work, such as electronic movement.
For the work we did on paper, in order to blog it down, we made use of two features we had available, our phones and the photo booth software on the Macs. The problem with using these was that the writing was flipped backwards. However, it was easily solved as we blogged it and just typed out what we wrote. The advantages of having these cameras available was that we could upload any writing that we did, not on the computer.
Once we came up with our idea for our video and we had complete all the research required, we needed to create a shortlist. For this we needed Word. However, the Macs did not have this, but what it did have was the remote desktop. This was a network that connected to the Microsoft network, and through it, not only could we create our shortlist, but also we were able to send things between networks via Hotmail to Outlook. Having remote desktop was good as it allowed us to address Word, to access Word, but remote desktop was very slow and was difficult for us to get documents to the Mac, but we overcame this by email.
After we finished our shot list and we had our idea for our film, we had to buy a mask to get for our jungle idea. These masks had to be animals that were usually seen within a jungle. We searched Amazon for animal masks and we found gorilla and lions, which were perfect for our film. Using Amazon was good as we could buy masks that we needed for our film and allowed us to view lots, so we had a range of choice. The only downfall was that we couldn't see the masks properly until they arrived, and Amazon is an online store and it's not possible to visit the place to examine the masks. Amazon was extremely helpful as it gave us a wide variety of masks to choose from, whereas we would be limited and had gone to the stores if we'd gone to the stores.
So we had our shortlist, our track, and our props. What we needed next was our actors. As we were working with kids, it was highly important that we sought permission with their parents. To do this, we sent letters and phoned them up. Using letters meant we were able to get written consent from their parents. However, as they are kids, there are chances of them either forgetting or losing the letter. So we phoned them. Calling them was helpful as it was quick and required little preparation in comparison to a letter. However, However, we soon found out not everyone answers the phone, but the letters were a backup, so that problem was one that was easily solved.
When we had finished getting all of our actors, we had to start the filming for the music video. For this, we used a Sony HDV camera, which helped film good quality footage. HDV cameras were rather big, which restricted their portability, but they weren't so bad to carry around. The HDV camera was good as it allowed us to film in night vision, which was key to our film. The only problem with the camera was that using the camera allowed us to make use of cool functions. Oh, right. Oh,
Cool functions such as the focus, which
Another benefit of the camera was that using this allowed us to make use of cool functions such as focus, which we were unable to do on the Handycam.
So we had our footage and all that was left to do was editing. For this we used Final Cut. The advantages of Final Cut was that we were able to use a wide range of various editing techniques to make our film look better, as well as the simple sequencing and the chronological edit. However, we originally faced a problem with rendering. The footage wouldn't render completely, which led to it cracking up as you attempted to play it back, which was a pain, but after lots of playing around, we realized if specifically rendered, then it played smoothly.
After all that was left to evaluate it, which we are doing now. We used the cameras on the Macs to record our speech, which was good as we
Oh yeah.
point to a random space and edit it on a Final Cut to make a cool image appear on it.